In early 2026, Texas faces rare extreme cold, shocking residents as temperatures plunge to -18 degrees. This event unfolds in the southern United States, where warming trends clash with sudden, destabilizing Arctic air intrusions. Cities built for heat now sit frozen, revealing infrastructure never designed for prolonged sub-zero winter conditions. Normal routines collapse as ice seals neighborhoods, cutting mobility, power access, and emergency response across wide areas. Extreme cold pushes the power grid beyond limits, triggering failures that leave millions without reliable heating. Transportation systems fail rapidly as persistent snowfall and black ice overwhelm equipment rarely used in this region. Normal routines collapse as ice seals neighborhoods, cutting mobility, power access, and emergency response across wide areas. Scientists track weakened polar circulation, allowing Arctic air to surge south with increasing frequency. Historically rare freezes are becoming less exceptional, challenging assumptions about southern climate stability. This freeze is not an anomaly, but a warning of volatile extremes shaping the climate future. Before the freeze, winters here remained mild, reinforcing confidence that extreme cold belonged far north. Decades of data show warming trends, masking growing instability within atmospheric circulation patterns. Initial forecasts quietly warned of disruption, though severity remained uncertain in early projections. The first surge of cold air arrives, suddenly breaking typical winter transitions across the region. Overnight frost signals escalation, marking the shift from cool weather into dangerous cold conditions. Infrastructure designed for heat begins failing as freezing temperatures penetrate unprotected systems. Rural communities face severe losses as animals endure conditions far outside regional norms. Authorities issue urgent alerts, urging residents to conserve power and avoid travel. Continuous snowfall compounds danger, overwhelming response capacity across densely populated areas. By early 2026, temperatures plunged to levels rarely recorded in modern Texas history. As temperatures fall further, widespread power failures expose the vulnerability of energy systems under extreme cold. Inside homes, heating systems fail, forcing families to endure dangerous indoor cold conditions. Communities respond with emergency shelters as residents face life-threatening cold inside homes built for heat. Supply chains falter as icy roads prevent restocking, increasing pressure on urban populations. Overnight frost signals escalation, marking the shift from cool weather into dangerous cold conditions. Public shelters reach capacity, highlighting gaps in preparedness for prolonged cold emergencies. Transportation paralysis isolates communities, delaying aid and amplifying survival risks. Grid failures spread rapidly, revealing systemic weaknesses under synchronized demand. Darkness becomes a defining feature of the freeze, reshaping urban life after sunset. For many, survival depends on community aid during hours that test human endurance. After the cold peak passes, communities confront the aftermath left by days of sustained freezing temperatures. As temperatures rise slightly, hidden damage appears, overwhelming repair crews across multiple cities. Normal operations remain suspended, revealing how extreme cold interrupts economic and social life. Economic impacts spread quickly, affecting livelihoods unprepared for prolonged winter shutdowns. Agriculture suffers heavily as crops adapted to warmth fail under sudden, sustained freezing exposure. Recovery begins unevenly, revealing disparities in access to resources and support systems. Researchers connect this freeze to disrupted jet stream patterns, influenced by rapid Arctic warming. Data shows these events are no longer isolated, forming a troubling pattern of climatic volatility. Recovery demands time, money, and resilience from communities facing repeated extreme events. Though the freeze fades, its lessons linger, shaping how Texans view future climate risks. As recovery continues, people begin speaking openly about fear, loss, and future uncertainty. Older residents face the highest risks, relying heavily on community support during extended cold emergencies. For many families, rebuilding reveals how deeply freezing temperatures penetrated daily life. Rural isolation magnifies danger as delayed access to assistance increases survival challenges. Emotional strain lingers, especially for children experiencing severe cold for the first time. Repair crews work continuously, racing against time to restore heat and electricity. Gradual reopening reflects resilience, though uncertainty shadows each step toward normalcy. Health impacts extend beyond the freeze, placing continued pressure on local healthcare systems. Grassroots efforts emerge, filling gaps where formal systems struggle to respond quickly. Personal stories shape understanding, turning climate data into lived human experience.
Scientists begin placing the Texas freeze within a longer timeline of shifting, unstable climate behavior. Warming in the Arctic weakens the jet stream, allowing cold polar air deeper into lower latitudes. Rapid Arctic warming disrupts global circulation, influencing extreme weather patterns far beyond polar regions. Patterns show extreme cold events appearing closer together, challenging ideas that they remain isolated accidents. Climate change does not remove cold, but reshapes when, where, and how intensely it strikes. Infrastructure optimized for warmth struggles when exposed to unfamiliar, prolonged freezing conditions unexpectedly. Planning discussions intensify around adapting systems to handle both extreme heat and severe cold. Experts emphasize winterizing infrastructure as a critical step to reduce future freeze-related failures. Public understanding grows as communities learn how climate change increases weather unpredictability over time. The science is clear that future winters may remain unpredictable in a warming world. After the freeze, many households begin preparing for winters they once believed completely impossible. Energy providers strengthen infrastructure, aiming to prevent repeat failures during future cold extremes. Water systems undergo redesign as cities adapt to a changing range of climate risks. Local leaders reconsider planning assumptions shaped by decades of relatively stable weather patterns. Education becomes a tool for resilience, helping younger generations understand and adapt to climate volatility. Preparedness drills strengthen response capacity before the next extreme weather event arrives. Rural communities adapt practices to protect livelihoods from increasingly unpredictable winter conditions. Hospitals plan ahead, recognizing that extreme cold can return with little warning. Improved communication aims to deliver faster warnings when conditions deteriorate rapidly. Preparation reflects a new understanding that climate change reshapes both heat and cold extremes. Long-term records reveal a shift from predictable seasons toward sharper, frequent climate extremes. Warming does not erase cold events, but amplifies contrasts between heat and sudden freezes. A destabilized jet stream increases the likelihood of prolonged weather stalls and extreme conditions. Expanding cities place more people and infrastructure in paths of unpredictable climate threats. Energy systems now face dual stress, struggling to meet extreme heat and extreme cold demand. Financial models adjust as once rare cold disasters become costly, recurring climate risks.
Climate extremes hit vulnerable populations hardest, deepening existing social and economic inequalities. Coordination across agencies becomes essential as disasters grow larger, more complex. Policymakers shift focus toward adaptation as climate impacts accelerate faster than mitigation efforts. Moments of calm now feel temporary, shaped by awareness of the next extreme ahead. Climate models suggest future winters may swing sharply between warmth and severe cold outbreaks. Projections indicate volatility, not consistency, defining the next phase of climate change impacts. Infrastructure planning now accounts for overlapping extremes rather than single-season threats. Building standards evolve as designers anticipate a wider range of future temperatures. Farmers experiment with resilience strategies to protect food systems under volatile climate conditions. Emergency planning shifts toward multi-threat readiness rather than isolated disaster scenarios. Clear communication becomes critical when climate hazards develop faster than public expectations. Recovery programs begin rewarding resilience, not just replacing what was previously built. Communities invest in shared resources to strengthen survival during prolonged climate emergencies. The future climate of Texas appears less predictable, demanding constant readiness and adaptation. Households adopt new habits, preparing for climate extremes that now feel increasingly possible. Local networks strengthen, recognizing that community response often arrives before outside assistance. Cities refine response protocols, learning from failures exposed during the historic freeze. Improved monitoring aims to detect grid stress earlier, preventing cascading failures during extreme demand. Water utilities prioritize freeze prevention to avoid widespread damage during future cold snaps. Transport agencies expand winter readiness in regions once considered low risk. Businesses plan for interruption, acknowledging climate extremes as recurring operational risks. Healthcare systems prepare for spikes in cold-related illness during future freezes. Preparation becomes a new normal, shaped by lessons learned from unprecedented cold events.
As recovery continues, attention shifts from emergency response toward long-term climate resilience planning statewide. Officials review freeze impacts alongside projections, highlighting future risks across Texas communities and infrastructure systems. Risk maps evolve, showing cold extremes now threaten regions once considered historically stable. Updated climate data reveals vulnerability expanding beyond traditional winter risk zones rapidly. Older housing stock undergoes retrofitting to reduce exposure during future extreme freezing events. Insulation upgrades and heating improvements aim to prevent repeat damage during prolonged cold spells. Investments focus on resilience, keeping essential services operating during extreme cold emergencies. Energy systems add redundancies, ensuring stability when temperatures fall beyond design limits. Water infrastructure adopts new standards, preventing widespread damage during extended freeze conditions. Utility planning shifts toward prevention instead of reactive repair after disasters. Social safety nets strengthen, prioritizing populations most exposed to climate-driven extremes. Community outreach expands, ensuring vulnerable residents receive early warnings and support. Communication strategies shift toward clarity, helping people understand evolving climate risks calmly. Messaging avoids alarm while emphasizing preparedness and shared responsibility. Regional collaboration grows as states recognize shared vulnerability to extreme cold events. Coordination improves across systems as climate threats become increasingly interconnected.
Continuous monitoring becomes essential as winter behavior grows less predictable each year. Data-driven alerts now guide earlier and more targeted responses. Each freeze leaves lasting imprints, shaping how Texas prepares for uncertain climate futures. Memories of disruption influence policy planning and household decisions alike. Each winter begins with heightened attention as early signals hint sudden dangerous shifts. Seasonal outlooks emphasize risk ranges instead of comforting historical averages. Communicating uncertainty challenges institutions managing public expectations. Awareness starts earlier as warnings arrive days before visible danger appears. Preparedness becomes routine, integrated into daily life beyond emergencies. Stress testing exposes weaknesses before real-world cold exploits them. System audits ensure infrastructure evolves alongside changing climate risks. Targeted outreach reduces unequal impacts from future cold extremes. Normal weather now carries memory, shaping how calm seasons are interpreted. Each calm season carries uncertainty as climate change reshapes expectations. Scientists warn volatility may intensify rather than stabilize over coming decades. Projections suggest wider swings between heat and cold, challenging seasonal norms. Urban planning shifts toward flexibility, absorbing shocks instead of resisting single threats. Future homes are designed to survive extremes, reflecting lessons from repeated disruptions. Energy resilience increasingly relies on diversity, reducing dependence on single vulnerable systems. Agriculture adapts through innovation, seeking stability amid climate uncertainty. Economic planning adjusts as volatility reshapes long-term financial risk. Younger generations prepare to navigate futures shaped by unpredictable climate extremes. Regional cooperation grows as climate impacts ignore political boundaries. Adaptation replaces assumption as constant environmental change defines planning. Memories of extreme cold remain vivid, shaping responses to new winter warnings. Events once separated by generations now occur within single lifetimes. Accelerated climate shifts transform rare disasters into recurring challenges. Each disaster becomes a lesson, refining preparedness and response strategies. Readiness balances realism with reassurance across public messaging efforts. Preparedness shifts from theory into habit as families adapt routines. Early education builds confidence, reducing fear during extreme conditions. Shelters prepare quietly, ensuring support before urgency arises. Calm conditions mask underlying risk, reminding preparedness must remain constant. The story ends with vigilance as resilience becomes the lasting response.